All right, folks. Now we're going to talk about the Dragons, who near and dear to your heart, my friend. And look, that they were well and truly in the 8, and then they just slipped away and finished with an 8-16 record. So yeah, that was heartbreaking for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, heartbreaking. 11th best record of the competition, 11th best in attack, 11th best in defence. So truly 11th. But I mean, what a season! Looked okay early, then the barbecues hit, right? And losing all of those players and losing Paul Vaughan for the rest of the season really hurt them. Lost his go forward, which they just couldn't replace, right? So I think it was a tough year for Griffin as a coach, first year, right? I think for him to have to have endured that too, when there's question marks around him, is a bit disappointing for him. I think he's a decent coach, and I hope that he can get us to the promised land in the near future. So ins and outs, many ins and outs. So more ins and outs than a honeymooner, right? So
many, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I'll run through the departures, and look, Matt Duffy at fullback can score a try but can't save one. Adam Clune, he's a whatever, but just another half that's gone out of your team. To follow on from your best mate Corey Norman, who's also departed, cost you a couple of games. But the big one's Paul Vaughan. That one's going to hurt you, and I just can't see how you can replace that.
Yeah, well, they tried in quantity, not quality, right? So yeah, he is a big out. Dufty leaving. We've got the kids coming through, and Sloan has had a great start to his career, but it's only 5 or 6 games in, right? So I mean, so hopefully, with another season under his belt, he continues to improve, right? But in terms of the ins, Moses Sully in the centres couldn't make it for Manly into their team. Got caught out defensively, a bit slow, a bit out of position, but can attack. So hopefully he's still young, so hopefully he can make a contribution. Jaden Sewer, I think, is a good in the back row. Yeah, he's a good player. Francis Molo played State of Origin for Queensland. Admittedly, it was for Queensland. So hopefully he can go on, because from what all reports, he's been paid a shit ton of money. Moses Mbye will be a good number 14. Moses Mbye will be a good 14, and that replacement hooker if something happens to McCulloch, because seriously, our number 9 stocks are very, very weak. And then, of course, up front, signed the big mongrels, Aaron Woods and George Burgess. Aaron Woods, just not very good anymore. And George Burgess, coming off having his hip resurfaced to allow him to functionally run again, you've got to say has some big question marks around it, right? So lots more depth in the squad, but still missing some class, which I think they'll hope will come through from the kids that they've got developing.
Yeah, and look, you've got some great kids coming through in the backs. I think you'll be
the best,
pretty fine there. I really do like how do you even pronounce their last name? Luffy. Figai, not even close. I like those guys. I think they're going to be really good in your back line, but yeah, your forwards is where you're going to struggle, and that's going to hurt. So look, I've got the Dragons potentially making 8 to 11, but I've got them more close to 9 to 12.
Yeah, I've got them 7 to 10 if they don't crack the top 4. And I think their forwards are better than what you give them credit for. The big question becomes, can they get someone to take that first 20-minute stint that Paul Vaughan was doing, right? So I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but if they play Jack Bird at lock and De Bellin in the front row, then I don't see it working. So as good at players as they are individually, I just think you probably you'll get beaten by some of the bigger teams, I think, right? So
Yeah.
anyway, hey, you know what? We all start the year 0-0, right? So we all start with hope. So
That's right.
looking forward to it.
And look, to be fair, you played with the prison timer, De Bellin, with very few games. So I think he'll be better for next year. Because
knowing he's going to play the year, well, assuming he kept himself clean over Christmas.
Yeah. Well, there's a few beds to hide under over that period of time. So we'll see what he does. But look, good luck to you, Dragons. But I think it might be another tough year and another year without finals.